Welcome back to the Restitution channel. If you've been following along with Chapter 1 of the book, you know that we're diving deep into ownership, accountability, and making lasting changes. Today, we're going to address a topic that many of us struggle with on this journey: anger. Anger can destroy relationships, but it doesn't have to. In fact, managing anger is one of the first steps to rebuilding trust and creating the change we want in our lives. Anger is a natural response to feeling hurt, disrespected, or wronged. However, it becomes destructive when it's unmanaged or directed in harmful ways. If you've been in a broken relationship, separated, or in the midst of trying to restore trust, anger can stand in your way of healing. But here's the truth: anger doesn't define you. It's how you handle it that will make the difference. If you don't deal with your anger, it will affect your marriage, your relationships, and your own mental and spiritual well-being. The first step in recovery is to take ownership of your anger, just like we discussed in Chapter 1 of the Restitution. This is where the real change begins. Professionals agree that one of the most effective ways to deal with anger is to acknowledge and express it healthily. Here are some actionable tips. Identify triggers. Often, anger comes from unmet needs, fears, or deep emotional wounds. Take time to understand what triggers your anger. Is it when your spouse is distant, or when you feel unappreciated? Identifying the root cause of your anger is key to stopping it before it escalates. Communicate calmly. Instead of letting your anger control the situation, pause and choose to communicate clearly and calmly. Phrases like, "I feel hurt because," or "I need to talk about this," are powerful ways to show vulnerability, not aggression. Set boundaries. If anger is directed at someone, setting boundaries can protect both your peace and the relationship. For example, "I need a moment to collect myself before I can talk about this calmly," can show that you're in control, not your emotions. Focus on solutions. Anger often feels justified, but focusing on solutions and moving forward can shift your mindset. Rather than staying in a place of anger, ask yourself, how can I resolve this situation positively? In Chapter 1 of the Restitution, we talked about taking ownership of our actions, and this includes our anger. The Bible gives us great guidance on how to manage anger in a way that aligns with God's will. Ephesians 4:26 and 27 reminds us not to let anger fester. It's okay to feel angry, but we must not let it consume us. The sooner we address it, the sooner healing can begin. Proverbs 15:1 teaches us that when we feel angry, we often lash out with harsh words. But God calls us to respond with gentleness. This doesn't mean suppressing your feelings, it means speaking from a place of calm and respect. James 1, verses 19 and 20 emphasizes the importance of listening first and giving ourselves time to think before reacting. It reminds us that when we allow anger to control us, it leads us away from righteousness. Here's the bottom line. Anger can be a powerful emotion, but it doesn't have to control you. When you recognize that anger is not a permanent part of who you are, you can begin to take steps toward healing. Acknowledge your anger. Stop pretending like it's not there. Own it. Pause before reacting. Give yourself space to process and respond, not react. Seek reconciliation. Whether it's with your spouse, your children, or even yourself, the road to healing starts with forgiveness of others and yourself. Remember, Chapter 1 of the Restitution is all about owning your past and taking responsibility for your actions, even your anger. If you feel like anger has controlled your life or your relationships, it's not too late to turn things around. You have the power to change. Now is the time to start walking in the restoration God has promised for your life. If this video spoke to you, leave a comment below. What anger have you been holding on to, and how are you working to let it go? Let's talk about this journey of restoration together. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this video with anyone you know who might need this message.